Okay, Unit 10, Introduction to Algebra assignment. It's just an assignment. Make sure you do it all. These are kind of pointless. When you had me for Algebra 1 and Algebra 1, I skipped these problems because I found them to be kind of pointless, but they want us to do this assignment, so we'll do it. Okay. If you didn't take Algebra 1 with me, if you took it with Miss Peterson over in Aurelia, I think you did do this, but I skipped it because I find them to be, yeah. You got words that stand for operations, like addition means sum, and you'll want to put that, when it says sum, you need to put it in parentheses, okay? You've also got add, increase by, you don't put those in parentheses. Then subtraction, you got minus, decrease by, difference, subtract. If you have a printer, you might want to print out that first page. Multiplication means times. Obviously, if you see the word times, it means multiplication. Now, if you see fractions like half of or a quarter of, okay, that also means multiplication. It'd be times 1/2 or times 1/4. Product means multiplication. That needs a parentheses. Okay, sum, difference, and product, you'll need parentheses. Twice means multiply by 2, and then obviously the word multiply means multiply. Division, you have divided by, okay, quotient, parentheses, and then square root. I'll tell you how to get those roots up if you have to use them. Okay, square root, cube root, squares to the second power, cubes to the third power. So you want to scroll up, you want to be looking at that list, okay, or print it or something, okay. So here's the first examples. I'm going to show you how to do them. It's not hard, okay. Express each as an algebra expression. Okay, example 1. It's going to take me a bit to write out the problem. The sum of E and F minus G. Now you want to underline the operation word. So you got minus, okay, and then you got sum. Now you actually want to work the problem backwards, okay, unless there are commas in the problem. There are no commas in that problem, so work it backwards. So put either the number or the variable that you have last. So put G minus F, okay, and then sum, that means plus, and then the only thing left to put is the E. But you got to pay attention. Sum you need to put in parentheses. Sum, difference, product, and quotient, you have to put it in parentheses, that part of it, okay? And that's all you do, okay? Example 2. Add 3 to 5 times a number n, okay? So again, no commas, I go backwards, so I put the letter N. Or first I underline my operations. We got times and add. Okay, N and then times and then 5, put the 5, you work your way backwards. When you have times, or when you have the times on the multiplication operation, just put the 5 in front of the N. You don't need to put the dot or anything, just put it in front without a sign, okay? Then add. The only thing to add would be the 3, okay? 3 plus 5n. Example 3. 1/2 x minus 4 times y. So you have times, minus, and that fraction also means, okay? So I put the y. Times means multiply, obviously. Don't put the dot, just put the 4 in front of it. Minus, and then x. And then 1/2, again, fractions like a half, a quarter mean multiply, so just put a 1/2 in front of the x. 1/2 x minus 4y. Okay, example 4. you've got the square root of m divided by the cube root of n. Okay, so again, cube root means operation, okay, divided by and square root. So I put n and I put a cubed root over it. That means you put a root with a 3 in the index. Then divided, work your way backwards, m. And then the square root of m means I put a square root over the m, and that's the answer. Now here's how you type that into the document. You're going to want to pay attention to this, okay? And I'm going to put it right here. You have to go to insert and then equation, okay? Then a bunch of icons pop up here where my mouse is scrolled over. To get the square root, you'll click on the 4th tab, okay? And you want just a square root, so you're going to click that second icon right there, square root, and you're going to put m inside. Now you got to hit enter to get out of the square root. Now to get a division sign, okay, you click the second tab and just hit the division sign. Now to get a cubed root, you go back to that 4th tab, but you go to the 3rd one, okay? And then you type a little 3 there, hit enter, and then your letter N. Okay, and that's how that works, and I have it on the document right there, okay? All right, example 5. Divide x by the product of 25 and y. So I have product and divide. So I put y, then I see product. Now I would put 25 with the product. Product means time, so just put 25 in front of it. But product means you need to put a parentheses around it, okay? And then divide, well, the only variable or number you got x, okay? Again, sum, difference, product, quotient, you need to put parentheses. Example 6. The square root of m minus the product of 5 and n. Okay. So what do you have? You have product, again, it's these words here on that sheet up top. Product minus and square root. So you write your n down, then you see product. Well, you put 5 with the product. Product means time, so you just put 5 in front of it. But product also means you need to put a parentheses. Then you have minus, and you put m with your minus. And then the square root of m means you just put a square root over it. Now I'm going to review how to type that in, okay? Okay, so I want a square root. So you don't have to hit insert again because you just go new equation. Square root, 4th tab, that's the second one. Again, a cubed root would be the 3rd one, but this is just square root. Then m, then minus. You have to hit enter because now you want to get out of the square root. Minus, parentheses, 5n. Okay? Example 7. Okay. The square of m minus the product Whoops, I put that in the wrong place. No, oh shoot, I messed that up. Okay. I messed up this one here. It just says a square of m. Doesn't say square root. Sorry about that. Okay. So again, you got n product. Just put the 5 in front. Minus, okay. Then m. The square of m means you don't put a radical, you just put a second power. Use that icon there, the upside down V, okay, to type it in. Okay, so yeah, I had that wrong. Okay, example 7. 1/4 of x plus the product of 5 and y. So you got product plus, whoops, I guess plus is kind of a get me. Okay. Forgot to include that on the list. That's kind of obvious, but okay, so y, and then you got product, so you'll just place the 5, but again, product needs to be in parentheses, okay? Plus, then you go with x, and then 1/4 means you just put 1/4 in front of the x, because that means multiplication. Okay, example 8. The sum of x and 5 divided by the difference of m and 6. Okay, so you have difference divided by and sum. Okay, so put your 6 down, then you have difference, that means minus, and you put the m with the minus, okay? Now again, difference means you need to put that in parentheses, okay? Then divided by, and then you'd have 5, okay? Sum means plus, and then you put x with your plus, but sum also needs you need to put a parentheses, so x plus 5 divided by m plus 6. Remember, to get to divided by, you go new equation, second tab, and the division sign's right there. Okay. Remember to hit enter after it. Okay. Now, example 9 is different because now you have commas in the problem. Commas mean you work your way forward. It says take the square root of r, add s, and subtract the product of 2 and t. Now when you have commas, you work your way forward, okay? So it says take the square root of r, so I put square root r, add s, and subtract the product of 2 and t, okay? So the product of 2 and t means 2t. Again, product means you need to put that in parentheses, okay? So it's square root of r, comma, add s, comma, subtract the product of 2 and t. It means you put 2 with t. So you're working your way forward, okay? Square root of r, add s, then subtract 2 and t. So with the commas, you work your way forward. Okay, example 10. Multiply 5 by x, comma, take the cube root of the product, comma, and add 12. Okay, so the first comma, multiply 5 by x, that means 5x, okay? And then the second comment says take the cubed root of the product. So you don't have a number or a variable within that comma, okay, with it from here to here. So you just put a cubed root over that product. And add 12, so plus 12. Okay, so remember to type that in. You go new equation, okay. Cubed root means you need the fourth tab and then the third icon, okay. You got to hit 3, enter, and then 5x. Now you want to get out of the radical, so hit enter and then plus 12, okay. Did not do that right, okay. So 3, enter, 5x, enter, get you out of the root, plus 12. Okay, all right, so again, I worked my way backwards on the first ones because there was no comma, but those last two, when there's commas, you need to work your way forward, okay? All right, next one. A car averages c miles per hour. Express the number of miles m driven when the car travels for h hours. Okay, that's a very weird looking problem, but I'm going to simplify the explanation. See that miles per hour? Okay, put m over h, because that's miles per hour, equals, and you have m, you have h, equals c. Now your job is to rewrite this to get the m by itself. Here's how you do this. Put a 1 under the c. Now line up in equals and circle your diagonals. Well, 1 times m is m. And then h times c we just write as hc, and now the m's by itself. So you just put equals hc. Okay, my next example. Hot air passes through 4 ducts at c cubic inches per second. Express the number of cubic inches I pumped in s seconds. So see that in cubic inches per second, put I over s. And you see those two variables there, then you put c equals. Okay. Alright, now put a 1 under the c, and you got to get the I by itself, so it's pretty easy. You take your I times 1, and that's just I. 1I, but just put I. And then C times S is CS. Now, with that 4 ducts, you just put a 4 in front of the CS, okay? Because it'd be times 4. Okay. Okay, next example. Piece of property is going to be enclosed by a fence with 2 gates. The property is in the shape of a square with each side s feet long. Each gate is g feet in length. Express the total number of feet of fencing required. Draw a picture. Draw a square. And every side's s. S, 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 S. Now 2 of the sides have a gate, so make a gate. And then G, G. Now you want to go around the outside, okay? Now there are 2 sides without a gate, so that's 2s. Plus, and there's 2 sides with a gate, so we put 2, but then we would subtract the gate because we don't put a fence around the gate. So instead of 2s, we put a parentheses and s minus g. That's all you do. So 2 times the sides plus 2 times the sides minus the gate, okay? I think the one on the assignment's just like that. Okay, then you have some easy evaluations to do. Okay. X equals 12, y equals 9. So part A, you got 23 plus x minus y, so put 12 for x, minus 9 for y. Okay, there's no parentheses, there are no exponents or roots, there's no multiplication, division, just adding and subtracting, okay? Okay, so adding, you just do it forward. 23 plus 12 is 35, minus 9 is 26, it's easy. Okay, B, you got y and then 3 plus x. So y is 9, and then 3 plus 12. So parentheses, you have them, okay? So 3 plus 12 is 15. No exponents, multiplication, yeah, you got to take 9 times 15, okay? 9 times 15 is 135. And that's the end of the problem. C, 1/2 x minus y minus 6. So you got 1/2, and then x, it's going to be times 12. Put a times there, because that's what that means. And then y minus 6, 9 minus 6. So parentheses, 9 minus 6 is 3. You don't have any exponents. Multiplication, you got to take 1/2 times 12, that's 6. 6 minus, you can get rid of your parentheses now because you know what comes out of it, and that's 3. Okay, D, x plus y, parentheses, x divided by 3. So x is 12, y is 9, and then we got x is 12 divided by 3. Okay, in the parentheses, 12 divided by 3 is 4, so we now have 12 plus 9 times 4. There's no exponents. You need to multiply next, and then do your addition. It's always in that order, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, adding, and subtracting. 12 plus 36 is 48. Okay, now the next problem, it says x equals 2, y equals 4, t equals 5. Okay, so A, we got 95.6 minus, and we have a brace, 7t plus 2x plus y, close the brace. Now insert the numbers where they go. 7t times 5 plus, then in parentheses 2x, that'd be 2 times 2 plus y, which is 4, and the brace closes. Okay, you have a parentheses, obviously. You times first, then add 8, and that's add 4, that's 8. Okay, so you have 95.6 minus 7 times 5 plus 8. Okay, now the brace is also parentheses, so you times first, 35. 35 plus 8 is 43, so we have 95.6 minus, now the brace can go away, 43. Okay, 95 minus 43 is 52.6. Okay, B, you got x minus y to the second power divided by y plus xyt minus 2t to the second over 5x. Okay, so x minus y, you're going to have 2 minus 4. Okay. It's going to be a negative, that's okay. And then y is 4. Plus xyt, so we got 2 times y, that's 4. Times t, that's 5, minus, and then 2 times t to the second, so 5 to the second, and then 5x, 5 times 2. Okay, so parentheses, 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Now you have two exponents. You have this and this. Now negative 2 to the second means negative 2 times negative 2 itself. That's 4. It's positive. Okay, so I cross that out and put 4. And 5 to the second is 25. Now multiplication, division, yeah, you have a lot of it. You have division here, 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then I have multiplication with these three. 2 times 4 is 8, times 5 is 40. Minus, and I've got to divide here. First I take 2 times 25 to get 50. 5 times 2 is 10. And 50 divided by 10 is 5. And then it's adding, subtracting. That's 41 minus 5 is 36. Okay. Okay, letter C. Got the square root of 2xy, parentheses xy minus t. And again, remember, x is 2, y is 4, t is 5. So I have the square root of 2 times 4. And then I've got 2 times 4 minus 5. Now parentheses, you have to do them. Okay, that's 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. So I've got the square root of 2 times 2 times 4, and then times 3. Remember, if you don't have an operation, it's automatically a times. Now, radical roots and exponents. Yeah, we have a root here, okay? But you got to figure out what's in the root. 2 times 2 times 4 is 16. And then what number times itself? 16. It'd be 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, D. We have y, and then x to the second power with t over y, plus the square root of 2x to the fourth plus t minus 12. So y is 4, and then that means times, x is 2, 2 to the second, times t, which is 5, over y, which is 4. Plus the square root, you got 2 times x to the fourth, so that's going to be 2 to the fourth, plus t, that's 5 minus 12. Okay, parentheses, well, yeah, we got to find out what the division is. So 2 to the second is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, and then 20 divided by 4 is 5. So we got 4 times 5 plus the square root of 2 times 2 to the fourth plus 5 minus 12. Now you got to figure out that radical, okay? You do the exponent first, 2 to the fourth, that would be 16. Then you do the times, that's 32, so I got 4 times 5 plus the square root of 32 plus 5 minus 12. So 32 plus 5 is 37, minus 12 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5, so we got 4 times 5 plus 5. Now we multiply, it's 20, 20 plus 5 is 25. Okay, enough of that. Okay, now you get some problems where they give you the equation. 3 cells are connected in an electrical circuit. In each cell, the internal resistance is 1.7 ohms and the voltage is 2.3 volts. The resistance of the external cell is 2 ohms. Use a formula to determine the circuit current to the nearest 10th ampere. 10th means 1 decimal. So I equals, you got En divided by Rn plus capital R. There's lowercase r and capital R. Okay, E is the voltage of each cell. Okay, 2.3 says the voltage. All this is given to you. Times N, lowercase n is the number of cells. There's 3 of them. Okay. Now bottom you got R, lowercase r. Lowercase r is the internal resistance, which is 1.7. Remember, n's the number of cells, so again times 3, and then plus capital R, that's the external resistance, and the external resistance is 2. Okay, you don't have any parentheses, you don't have any exponents or roots, you got to figure out that division. So we got to take 2.3 times 3, 6.9. On bottom you got to times first, 5.1. Then add the 2, that's 7.1. So I equals 6.9 divided by 7.1. Okay, 0. Round to the nearest 10th, well, that would go to, I guess it'd be 1 then, okay? Because the 9 would have to go up, which means that digit before it goes to 1, okay? Next problem. A shaft with a 3.3 diameter is turned in a lathe at 110 revolutions per minute. The cutting speed is a number of feet that the shaft travels past the cutting tool per minute. Determine the cutting speed to the nearest foot per minute using the formula. Okay, you have to scroll down because nope, I got it all. Okay, so C is equal to 3.1416 dN divided by 12. So you got 3.1416, you got 12, capital D is the diameter, 3.3. N's the revolutions per minute, which is 110. Okay, so you times on top. Okay, you can put that 1140.4008, then divide that by 12. Now it says round to the nearest foot per minute, so that'd be 95. Okay, 95 equals C. Okay, then the last problem. A tapered pin has a big diameter at the end and a little diameter at the beginning. The big diameter is 21 millimeters, the little diameter is 16 millimeters, the length of the pin is 32 millimeters. Use a formula to find the length of a side to the nearest foot. So sides equal to square root capital D divided by 2 minus lowercase d divided by 2 to the second plus L to the second. Now replace the variables. Okay, the D is the big diameter, capital D, that's 21. So we got 21 divided by 2. Lowercase d is 16 divided by 2 to the second. And then the length, it says that's 32. So you got to figure out your parentheses first. So you take 21 divided by 2, that's going to be 10.5. And then 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then I take 10.5 minus 8, and I get 2.5. So we now have 2.5 raised to the power of 2 plus 32 to the second. Now we got to figure out what the powers are. Always goes parentheses, exponents, and roots. Okay. 6.25. 1024. Now you also have a root, but you would obviously need to add before you can do the root. So 6.25 plus 1024. Okay, 130.25. Then figure out the square root. Okay. Okay, nearest tenth, so that 0 would become a 1. Tenth is 1 decimal place, 32.1. Okay, now there is one problem on the assignment. You're going to want to watch this video over.